Hey, I just wanted to jump on here this morning and say a couple things about the Great American Speak Off and what my experience was in Dallas last week. And first of all, I just want to give thanks to Pete Vargas and Pat Quinn and the rest of the team, the coaches, everybody that was there. It was overall a great experience, and just wanted to thank you for that. Thank 10X Stages and Advance Your Reach. And so, anyway, that's the thank you part. The other thing I want to talk about is preparation, um, because I prepared for that for about 6 weeks. And I saw all kinds of different people there. There were some people that were really prepared, and then there were some people that were kind of prepared, and then there were people that were winging it. And and in some cases, I was surprised at some people that made it, and others that hey, I knew was going to make it from the very beginning. One of those being Renee Jones, and she is uh, the spouse of one of my friends, and she did get one of the golden tickets. And I guess you're probably wanting to know. And I made it through the first two stages, so I'm very pleased with what happened. I made it through the first part, which was a 1 minute presentation. There were only a few people out of the whole group. I would say less than half of them, the people that were participating, actually made it past the first round, which is pretty incredible. And then the second round, I didn't get the golden ticket, and and at first I was disappointed, and I had to process it, and that's why I waited a couple days because it was Saturday night when I found out I did not get one of the golden tickets, and I had to process it over Monday, over Sunday, and then yesterday, and so I wanted to give you the top three things that I learned, and one of the things that I learned is to give it all you've got. You know, don't do it halfway. And I could use other words for that, but um, anyway, just don't do things halfway. Give it everything you have, and that way, when you walk away, no matter what the results are, you know that you did your very best. I can tell you that I was extremely exhausted, and I was totally drained by the time I was finished with that. And so, um, but it was worth every minute of it. I mean, because, you know, there are, there are things that I'm going to be able to move forward with that I was able to learn about myself just through the self reflection, uh, and looking within myself and seeing, and being willing to be vulnerable with myself and with others as to my strengths and my weaknesses, and make my strength that I have stronger, and my weaknesses to make them not so weak. And there was something that Pat Quinn said uh, in part of this whole thing, and that was the first time that you give your speech, it's really going to suck. And, the second time you give it, it's going to get a little bit better. And the time after that, it gets even a little bit better. And then, and it just keeps getting better and better and better and better. And so, people that jump on a stage typically, I'm sure there are always going to be exceptions to the rule, but typically, the speakers that you hear that when you walk away, you felt like that, gosh, you really walked away with a lot of great information, um, and it sounded like that was the first time they gave that presentation, but I can assure you that they didn't. So that's lesson number one. I think lesson number two is, um, again, look at the accomplishments, look at the good in what happened. I can tell you that when my name did not show up on the screen, I felt a little bit nauseated, and I really just I was down on myself. And after on yesterday, day before yesterday, on Sunday, when after church, and I was thinking about it, and I thought, gosh, how far have I come, and the accomplishments, and so. Uh, I think it's really important that we look at the positive within ourselves, uh, because it's only going to make us greater, and it might help somebody else. So that's the second thing. Last thing is don't give up on your dreams. This is not a setback. You know, I feel really good that I made it past the first, the only two auditions that there were. I got to be a part of those, and so, and not everybody did. There were a whole bunch of people that did the first round that didn't make it to the second round, and then there were uh, fewer people in the second round, and then of course there weren't any at all. You know, or there were just very few, probably about 30 people that actually out of the hundreds, if not close to 1,000 people that were there. I'm not sure exactly how many people were there, but really only a small few actually made it. So don't give up on your dreams. And, the other part to that, and so this is the number one, and, or that was number three. So this is kind of a bonus, but it still relates to, not giving up on your dreams. And that's not taking your eye off the ball. I started to do that. I mean, yesterday I I had to force myself to even want to come on, uh, and I didn't. Yesterday I didn't do a live, and it had been a couple of days since I had done one, because I don't do them on the weekends, but I had been doing one every day. And then yesterday I just didn't feel like it. And the reason why I didn't feel like it is I was still trying to process. So I think out of all three of those, that's the most important one, is to not take your eye off the ball. Don't take yourself out of don't give up on your dreams. Listen, folks, I'm 64 years old. In April, I'll be 65. I keep getting all those phone calls for Medicare. Hate them. But anyway, getting old. But, and by the way, if you're in Medicare, I've already got that taken care of. But, I'm 64 and a half, and I feel like I'm just getting started. When I started working at a young age. I started working when I was uh, about 6, a little bit younger than 6. And, I had to shine shoes for my lunch money. And I rummaged through dumpsters for Coke bottles for the deposit so that I could have extra things because I was raised by a single mom that's not that much older than me. She was very young when she had me, and so we kind of raised each other until she married my stepdad. But so I've been working since I was 6, and I've always had a dream. I've always wanted to do better, and so I usually don't do these this long, and I know they say with the algorithms and all that kind of stuff that you shouldn't go over, but I wanted to go over a little bit today because I really do feel like it's important that um, that you get something out of. And so I really hope that if you didn't come in at the very beginning of this, I hope that you'll go back and you'll listen to it because there were some golden nuggets. Even though I didn't get the golden ticket, there are some golden nuggets within what we talked about today. I want to tell each and every one of you that do listen to the whole thing, and uh, that if you'll share it so that somebody can get something good out of it, I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll talk to you soon. Hey, remember right here, go there. We can help you. Talk soon.